Hey there, how y'all doing? So yes. Alrighty, so welcome back to my channel. I hope you've all been having a wonderful week so far. And if you're new to this space, welcome, Aquaba. I'm yours truly, Lady Lara, and this is the space for everyone. It is Lara's Lighthouse, that's the name of my channel, and I'm yours truly, the gracious, the audacious, the bodacious, the courageous. Feel the rhymes, Lady Lara. Welcome, guys. So I'm really excited for today's topic because it's something I've been having on my mind for a while, and I felt okay. Let's dive deep. Let's dive into it. So every Saturday in Nigeria, we all know that something happens. We eat party jollof. We go for one celebration or another. We wear a shobi. Of course, the joining of two people, the marriage, the wedding, whatever you want to call it. And my channel focusing on helping young people, both male and female, make the right decisions. I think it's only fair that we talk about it. And what actually inspired this topic was I went for a wedding, say, 2 weeks ago, right? And yes, the jollof rice banged like dun 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 dun. Okay, let's be serious. So I ate good jollof rice with two chicken. Thank you, Hajara. So while the bride was about to leave for Abuja, where her husband and her going to be staying, you know, our old parents now, or should I say our elders, came in giving words of advice here and there. And they said something that I was like, what is this? And the woman said that God did not just give us stomach for eating, He gave us stomach to stomach certain things. More like when you're getting married, you don't share your problems with any other person. So I'll get to that. So I was like, so are you telling me that if I am, say, really, really pained about something, I should keep on swallowing it? Now, I've heard cases of women who hold in trauma in certain parts of their body, and then before you know it, they either have things like fibroid or they have, one health related issue or another. Because as a woman, our body is meant to what? Grow things, to incubate things. That's why they give you sperm and voila, you create life, you birth life. I know, right? So then when you get all these challenges and all these problems and then you store them in the stomach that they say we should be storing things inside, what do you think happens to you? It goes somewhere. It must definitely go somewhere. So I just felt, let me just give my 2 cents. Yes, I know I haven't been, long in this marriage business, 4 years, but I have learned a lot from my experience, from the experiences of others, from YouTube, from the streets of Instagram. So let's get into it. So today, let's just say we're talking about things you should know before, not necessarily before you say I do. This is technically for people who are just newly married. So let's say things newlyweds should know. I think I should do something that, has to do with what you should know before you take the bold step to saying I do. Now, let us assume that you picked out the right man or the right woman for you. Remember, right here is subjective. Your needs and wants as a human being differs. So, I didn't just want to say things like in a scattered manner. So I wrote things down. Like just too funny said, you jot things down, which I did. So I'm going to be looking down from time to time just to, help me remember some of these points because I am speaking from my personal experience. I am speaking from what I've heard from others, what I have seen, and I think people should be aware. I realized that many people gatekeep when it comes to marriage or the whole giving birth. When you enter, you shall find out. How about a heads up? When you're going to so place, know this, carry this. So it makes the journey easier for you. So number one, drum roll. This is very important. Know thyself. It's important that you know what you want as a person, your likes, your dislikes, your dreams, your aspirations, your traumas, your triggers, anything that has to do with who you are as a person. You may not completely know it because as challenges come, you realize that, okay, this is how I react to so thing. This is how I handle so situations. You may not know, but to the best of your ability, learn to know yourself. Learn to be by yourself. That's why it's important. If you're watching this as a single person, take time out not to be with anyone. Like just dating, just take time off. Be by yourself. Learn about yourself, your habits. Are you nocturnal? Are you a person that likes to wake up early in the morning? Do you dislike certain traits in people? Know what they are and stand by them. Be truthful to yourself. Very, very important. Because you don't want to go into a union with somebody and then after they're like, I never knew you were this kind of person. No borrowing of character. Come as you are. And that is why it's important that you know who you are. So when you see something you don't like, you can easily detect and say, about, like, do not deceive anybody's child. Number two, learn to study your spouse. Now you're newlywed and it's all lovey-dovey, the honeymoon phase, got matana, got mijina, hey husband, you know what I'm saying? Mommy, thank you to mommy. You know, it's all sweet and rosy. This is a time for you to start studying your spouse. What they like. Do they fold their bed or do they lay their bed when they wake up? Do they fold their clothes after taking their bath? Do they have a way of eating? Now, personally, I grew up eating scrambled eggs. Like, I love peppered, scrambled egg. When I married my husband, I made scrambled egg and I saw somebody taking the bread and then eating the egg separately. And I was like, what's happening here? And he made me understand that, Auntie, I don't know how to eat scrambled eggs. So I had to learn because I just felt I can't stop him from eating eggs just because I don't know how to make scrambled. I don't know how to make, the flat kind of egg. I don't know what they call it, but you get the jerk. So learn to know your spouse, or let's just say learn to study. What do they like? How do they do certain things? How do they want certain things? Like now, let's take it to the eating part yet again. Some people don't like you giving them tuwo and their soup, or the swallow and their soup in the same pan. Some people don't mind. I don't care. As far as the food is sweet, give it to me. So people differ. Learn to know that. Then a very, very important point I need to hammer on is nobody's coming to save you. Like, come closer. Nobody is coming to save you. Read my lips. Now, many ladies have that mindset of once they get married, oh, I've got a Superman, I've got my savior. Hello, Auntie. Wake up from that slumber. If you have trauma, if you have challenges, if you have emotional problems that you are going through, you need to walk through them. That's if you have not done your homework. Don't say, that's how I am. And you have a very bad attitude. Like when you're angry, you scream all over the place. And you make statements like, the only person if you calm me down, don't die. So what should we do? We should run. And then you want to stay married and be married and birth children in that union. So your trauma, whatever you have, go and work on it. Go for therapy. You are welcome to your Baraka therapy session. I can't take to be affect your life. Okay, that's just for for a bit of humor. But seriously, go for therapy. Speak to a therapist. Go for counseling. Personally, I'm an advocate of marital counseling. You can't know it all. You need somebody who has been there, who has studied people, who has met people, who knows how to navigate this path. I think many of us are focused on the ashobi, the color, cockroach brown, carton brown. No, trust me, it's beautiful. It is beautiful when you enter your wedding venue and everything is like, oh my God, the music on point, the clothes on point, the flowers on point, the music on point, the food on point. But after that, what happens? So it's important that don't just focus on a beautiful wedding, also focus on a long lasting marriage. And having a long lasting marriage entails you having certain things being put in place. So remember, I am giving you these points as people who have done the work before getting married. That means they've handled their traumas, or they know what their traumas are, and they know how to handle certain things. So just have that at the back of your mind. Then a bonus point. Many people, after a while, begin to misbehave. And I wonder, so why did you get married? Now, there could be different reasons to get married. You got married because, of course, society expects you to get married. And you feel, of course, I'm of age, I should get married. Number two, money, shmoney, Uwo is important. You could get married for that. Then, let's talk about, baby, let's talk about you and me, sex. Now, for those people who are, I say who are, who are of the opinion that, they don't want to have premarital sex, and then the orgies are like coming left, right, and center, and you see somebody that you are insanely attracted to, it's also a valid reason why you want to get married. So you go into the union. So for sexual relations. Then peer influence. My friends are getting married. I want to get married too. You want to be able to brag and say, it's my husband, see my wife. It's not bad. Now, I'm just listing some of the reasons that you might decide to get married. Family pressure. When are you going to get married? When will you marry? This year? Next year? I don't know. That's for you to decide, and God Almighty to stamp it. Then another one, revenge. Some people, maybe they went through a bad breakup, and then they want to prove to the guy or the girl. Like in the north here, you say Baka Isaba. Say, you are telling me that? That means like fit. That you can't do it. And person be like, I will prove to you beyond unreasonable doubt that I have what it takes. And they end up getting married. There might be more, but I've just listed 5 of them. So it's love. And the most important one, oh my God, this is love. Okay, love. Very importantly, you love this person. You want to spend the rest of your life with this person. So love, family pressure, peer influence, money, sex, revenge. So whatever your reason may be, security, you just want to have a home of your own. So you decide to get married. That is your reason. But if you have decided that, okay, I want to get married, there should be certain things that you should do. You should make sure that the union works to the best of your ability. Don't say, hey, I'm just getting married. Let's assume you just got married for the money. So you just want to be collecting this person's money. You don't want to give anything in return. That is not fair. So for whatever reason you decide to get married, make sure that you are doing your own part. This is even something I want to buttress on. When you're getting into a union with somebody or you're newly married, it's important that you know the roles that are being assigned to each person. I am not of the opinion that we are gender neutral. I'm sorry. As a Muslim that I am, men have their roles and women have their roles. The man is the protector, the provider, and this protection and provision is not just only money, emotionally, financially, sexually, physically. These are the kind of provisions that a man gives. And then the woman, you take care of whatever he has given to you. You're the helpmate. God created Eve to help Adam. That is why I always say this, that I believe in religion. Why? Because religion serves as a yardstick, a guide. Because everybody will have one opinion or the other. Like as a scientist that I am, Lara the scientist, you always have a control, because the control will let you know, is this experiment working or not? This thing that you are doing, is it according to the teachings and the doctrines of, you know, the Quran or the Bible or whatever you worship? So it's important that you use your religion as a yardstick when it comes to your union. So, point number 3, do not start what you cannot finish. There was a time some years ago when I was working in a bank, I met somebody and I was like, had you known that this was how marriage was? This was like maybe many weeks or so into the after the marriage. It was like into the marriage. That had you known this was how marriage was, he would have gotten married since, because when the wife wanted to cook for him, she made this, she made that. And I'm like, it is nice to impress your spouse, don't get me wrong. But can you sustain it? For the first 2 months, you are cooking a platter. Then after a while, you get tired. Or after a while, the kids come to the equation and you can't do such, and the other partner does not understand. It becomes a problem. So know what you can do. That is why knowing yourself. If you love to cook, my sister, cook on. But if you know cooking is not your forte and you don't enjoy it, cook. Yes, make sure that your man is fed. Very important. Fed properly, the adequate, nutrients, and also a meal that he likes. But do not overdo. If when it comes to washing clothes, don't from, I want to be a good wife, my darling, don't start something you cannot finish. You can supervise the guy that comes to wash the clothes. You can personally even take the clothes to the dry cleaner. You can remind your husband to take the clothes to the dry cleaner. Doesn't mean you need to wash the clothes. If you know you do not mind. Some women did it till they were old, washing their husband clothes, washing the clothes of their husband till they die. And it's not a problem. But just make sure that you can sustain whatever you start. Because it is not fair you giving somebody an idea or an ideology and then later you're like, I can't do it anymore, and you don't want to give any cogent reason. And it's not wrong for you wanting to change your mind, but something you cannot sustain, please do not start it. Because even human nature, they'll take it for granted. The day you don't wash, now is a case of, where's my boxers? You've taken me for granted. And I have other things to do. So what you cannot sustain, it doesn't have to be only washing clothes or cooking. Anything you know you cannot sustain, don't start. Another point, if you check that phone, you'll find what you're looking for. Now, what will even make you want to check the phone? It's what? You're not sure of the person. You feel betrayed. The person is, the attention is diverted. These are signs. Like Madia will say, if you even have to check the phone, that means he might or she might be doing what you don't want them to do. So take that into consideration. So I think I will stop here for this video. So watch out for part 2. Till I come your way again. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and most importantly, be true to yourself. And remember, Lara loves you. Mwah. Take care. Okay. Okay.